Good evening, America. This is Sergeant Dave Matthews at gmail.com with the Remember the Fallen podcast on klrnradio.net, in which every Thursday night after 9 p.m. I'll be voicing for our veterans into infinity. I'm back with vengeance after the survival instincts of an 8-ton rollover accident in the Parwan province of Afghanistan in 2004, where I lost my 90-year-old gunner, Brandon J. Wadman, who was sitting right next to me. Please Google his name to read the whole story. Brandon J. Wadman. I emerged from a pile of hurt soldiers on Old Kabul Road and returned to the States with even a more enduring tale of perseverance. As I navigate through the riddled and troubled rapids of the VA system, I gain a new perspective that I will share with you with a fever of enthusiasm to all patriots across the windswept fields of America. You see, one of us can be run off, two of us can be disregarded, but a podcast audience, we are a movement. All right, here we are live at the Remember the Fallen YouTube studio in Seminole County, Florida, USA on the Winter Springs Oviedo line. We're doing a special segment podcast tonight. It's about our women in the military, our armed forces. Hear Her Roar is the title. So women are the fastest growing demographic among all veterans in the United States today. About 9% of the roughly 9 million veterans treated by the VA are women. A percent of the Department, Veterans Affairs, expected to double by 2040. To meet this demand, the House Veterans Affairs Committee announced the creation of the Women Veterans Task Force last year to identify and eliminate barriers women face when trying to access the VA care, including reproductive health for women veterans, residential treatment programs, and economic opportunity. Specifically, the task force is focused on 4 areas: ensuring a welcoming and inclusive VA, providing equity and access to a VA health care, including women-specific care such as gynecology and obstetrics, and improving economic opportunities for women veterans and their families, and guaranteeing that women veterans have equal access to VA benefits, including education, disability, and pension benefits. We have this growing population of women veterans who served during a time of war, and we know that they're experiencing the same impact on their health as men, said National Legislative Director Joy Yem, who has been participating with the task force. When they receive VA care, one apparent truth is a lot of these service and programs were designed for men. Some of the nuances don't shine through for women. That's what this show's about tonight. It's an exciting and important time to witness the evolution of genders, roles in the military, said Ayam. Our charge now is to make sure we support that evolution by putting into place appropriate measures to provide all veterans the care they need and deserve. I want to thank very much is this great article on the DAV magazine of this Hear Her Roar. So I'll get to show you once again, about this article. Here it is right here. Hear Her Roar. All right. So we're going to continue about her roar, okay? More than 700 female soldiers have been allowed into previously restricted combat jobs out of the roughly 65,000 women in the Army. You do the math, that's less than 1%. In 2017, a woman was accepted into the Army's 75th Ranger Regiment in an elite light infantry unit that operates alongside the Army's most prestigious commando teams under the Joint Special Operations Command. Okay, here's the most recent attainments from women in the military. It's subtitled, She Made It. A female Green Beret showing up at a Special Forces group for assignment to Operational Detachment Alpha, ODA, or A-Team will be groundbreaking for the regiment. Everything that she has done so far in Special Forces is groundbreaking. Now, Special Forces, we call them snake eaters. I wonder if she's eating snakes, right? That is until she deploys to combat. In combat, she will join the silent sisterhood of women who have fought and died alongside their brothers in arms throughout our nation's longest war. Did you hear that? The silent sisterhood of women. Hope this show is going to change that, okay? So here's another one. Here's another recent attainment. A Navy SEAL. Navy marked the first earlier this year when a woman completed Navy SEAL officer assessment and selection, military comm has learned, right? First female Marine earns recon military occupational specialty. The first female Marine has passed the basic reconnaissance course and earned the 0321 Reconnaissance Marine Military Occupational Specialty, or MOS, The Marine Corps has confirmed Lance Corporal Alexa Barth graduated from the grueling 12-week course November 7th. First Lieutenant Sam Stevenson, Marine Corps spokesman, confirmed to Marine Corps Times Thursday. Okay, just recently in Washington, a National Guard soldier is set to become the Army's first female Green Beret. Hoorah! In coming weeks, according to military officials, following the Pentagon's opening all combat and special operations jobs to women in 2016. The woman, an enlisted soldier, is in the final stage of training before graduating from the roughly year-long qualification course, or QS, as a Special Force Engineer Sergeant. Her graduation is almost guaranteed, officials said, although occasionally soldiers have failed the course this late in the training or withdrawn because of injuries. A spokesman for Army Special Operations Command would not release any information to the soldiers, citing security concerns. The soldier is one of only a handful of women who have passed the initial 24-day assessment program that acts as a screening process before the qualification course. The weeks-long screening regimen tests candidates on fundamental military skills, including land navigation and marching with heavy combat gear, before they are evaluated by Special Forces supervisors and either denied entry or accepted into the qualification course. Well, that's the first segment of our podcast, Hear Her Roar. I'm going to be speaking to 3 other women that are involved with the military. The advocates, 2 are enlisted prior military. So we're going to speak to woundedwarriortimes.org, Kathy DeCesis. We're going to talk to her chaplain, Kathy, I call her. So we're going to be speaking to her very shortly. But as of right now, I'm going to sign out on this episode because I have to be on the phone. We're doing a phone interview. And I just want to close out. All right, it's getting 0:30 for the show. And before I relax, and go into rack ops mode, go to Sergeant Dave Matthews at gmail.com. That's MATTHEWS at gmail.com. Don't forget Sergeant Dave, SGT Dave, right? For suggestions for the show's next podcast content, you can always comment me on my Twitter handle at Heroic Memorials. And you can like my Facebook page, all one word. Now remember the following: until all our troops come back safe from Afghanistan, I will see you next week on KLRNradio.net. Remember the Fallen Show? The show lineup is in alphabetical order. Share it with your patriotic friends. This former ground pounder would appreciate that. All right, fall out. Pop Smoke out.